Welcome to the Get Productive podcast. I am Detola Amore, your host and productivity coach. Join me as we explore powerful tips and proven strategies to boost your productivity. Hi, welcome back to Get Productive with Detola podcast. I am your host, Detola, and this is your one-stop shop for practical productivity wisdom. This is part 2 of the episode I did the last time called Procrastination Busters, Proven Strategies to Get Things Done. So if you haven't listened to part 1, please do, as the only way part 2 will make sense is if you have listened to part 1. If this is your first time joining, thank you for joining me. But again, pause this episode and go listen to part 1 and then come back and listen to part 2. If you've listened to part 1 already, welcome back. In the last episode, I shared 4 main categories on why people procrastinate. And it's fear of failure, lack of clarity, distractions, and perfectionism paralysis. And so today we will first examine the impact of procrastination, and then I will go on to share some helpful strategies to help us deal with procrastination. The truth is, procrastination isn't just about missed deadlines. Procrastination can negatively impact your well-being, leading to increased stress and potential health issues when deadlines approach unexpectedly or when you realize you have limited time to accomplish numerous tasks. Furthermore, procrastination can affect your relationships, yes, as your family, your friends, your colleagues, your boss, your clients may struggle to rely on you if you consistently miss appointments or fail to meet deadlines. Remember the study I shared in part 1 that L&G did? They discovered that procrastination has significantly affected various aspects of people's lives. Among those who admitted to being impacted by procrastination, the most prominent effects were on their studies, with 35% reporting negative consequences. I am sure you can imagine. Additionally, 29% of respondents revealed that procrastination hindered them from pursuing their dreams, while 17% reported experiencing the breakdown of friendships. Notably, procrastination also influenced romantic relationships, with 17% of male respondents stating that they missed opportunities to ask out someone they liked due to procrastination. Now, that study already shows that there are adverse effects when we procrastinate. I am sure that you can think of times in your life where you procrastinated and the impact it had on you, maybe on a deal that you were supposed to get, but you took time to put in your proposal, or maybe it was a promotion at work, or maybe it impacted your friendships or relationships. I am sure that we've all seen the impact that productivity can have on us. So let's dive now into some actionable strategies to combat procrastination. And I think I have a few points here. I have about 6 points that I want to go over. So let's take it one at a time. So the first one is something you've already heard from one of the other episodes, which is to master your to-do list. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you have a lot of tasks on your mind. And this can lead to procrastination and a sense of stagnation. One thing I always say to the women I mentor is that your brain is not meant to store problems, but to solve problems. And if your brain is doing the job of storing problems, it stops it from actually getting into action mode. So to avoid you feeling overwhelmed and procrastinating, create a to-do list to organize your thoughts and prioritize your tasks. Not only that, make sure you schedule the things that you have prioritized on your to-do list. So definitely refer to episode 4 where I share tips on mastering your to-do list, and then listen to episode 5 or refer back to episode 5 for insights on scheduling, which will help you maximize your time effectively and accomplish your tasks. So that's the first way to deal with procrastination. Put the thoughts in your mind, put them on paper, put it on a to-do list, and prioritize your tasks. The next way to deal with procrastination is by breaking complex tasks into smaller, manageable ones. Big projects can be intimidating, so breaking them into smaller, more manageable steps is key. Take planning a party, for example. You can create a to-do list with smaller tasks such as creating a guest list, selecting a menu, and securing a location. Once you have mapped out the process and identified the smaller tasks, you can prioritize and start working on them step by step. When I started this podcast, I followed this strategy. I began by brainstorming topics and constructing a plan with dates on the different topics I had. And this gave me the push and motivation to start. Also, set realistic goals for yourself. I teach this in my Manifest Dreams course. Now, still on the subject of breaking complex tasks into manageable ones, I want us to debunk the right frame of mind myth. Sometimes we tell ourselves that we need to be in the perfect frame of mind to begin a project or task. However, I've discovered that the opposite is true. Starting a task often brings me into the right mindset. Waiting for the ideal mood to work may result in procrastination and a lack of productivity. This is where the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins comes in. When you're about to do a task and you feel yourself pushing back against it, or you are lacking motivation, count backwards from 5. And when you hit 1, just dive right in. It's like catching your brain off guard before it can talk you out of it or make excuses. Some practical examples of the 5-second rule could be, as soon as your alarm goes off in the morning, count down from 5 and immediately get out of bed. When you feel stuck on a task, maybe your work or chores, count down from 5 and take the first step to overcome inertia. Maybe you want to consider doing a workout, an exercise routine. Start the activity within 5 seconds to push past hesitation. As Nike says, just do it. Taking action rather than waiting for the ideal conditions can often lead to a positive and productive outcome. So that was number 3, debunk the right frame of mind myth. Let's move on to the 4th way to deal with procrastination. Eliminating distractions. Distraction is the best friend of procrastination. Sometimes you realize you've spent most of your time dealing with distractions instead of accomplishing your tasks. And we know the usual culprits: watching TV, checking emails, scrolling through social media, or answering phone calls when you are meant to be working can get in your way if you allow them. And this is where discipline and focus comes into play. So how do you eliminate distractions? First, you time box. Listen to episodes 1 and 3 where I talk a lot about time boxing. Set an alarm and assign a specific time to focus on quality work before you get distracted. But the game changer is you putting your phone on mute or airplane mode, turning off social media, turning off the internet if you need to. Most smartphones now have focused modes to help with notifications and calls coming through. If you work from home, switch off the TV. Tell yourself you will not be distracted until you finish the task at hand. Right now, as I'm recording this episode, my phone is on airplane mode. All my notifications are off because I don't want any pings coming in to distract me from delivering this podcast episode to you. Now I get it. It can be challenging, right? But practice makes perfect. With time and effort, you'll become a pro at eliminating distractions and overcoming procrastination. Another way to deal with Procrastination, number 5, is to reward yourself. So after completing a task successfully within the designated time frame, it is a nice idea to reward yourself, to reinforce positive behavior, and to boost motivation. Indulge in an enjoyable activity that you genuinely enjoy. Remember joy breaks from episode 1. Throughout your day, it's essential to incorporate regular joy breaks into your schedule to prevent burnout and to maintain focus and improve your productivity. Take a brief pause of 5 to 10 minutes every hour or two to catch up on essential tasks that don't require intense concentration. You can utilize this time to check your emails, respond to urgent messages, browse social media, return phone calls, or step away from your desk to stretch and refresh your mind. You can almost see doing these tasks as a reward for the hard work that you've done, especially if you're working towards a project or a deadline. Okay, so that's reward yourself. The last tip to help you deal with procrastination is by changing your mindset. Dealing with procrastination involves changing your mindset about your priorities and how you view the use of your time. It may seem like it's not a big deal, but by procrastinating, you gradually lose out on success, you lose out on your relationships, and you lose out on what really matters. Change your perception of time from something endless to a finite resource. Realize that each day offers a limited number of hours, and procrastination wastes valuable time that could be used for more productive endeavors. I'll give you an extra tip to help you with dealing with procrastination. So we've looked at mastering your to-do list, breaking complex tasks into smaller, manageable ones, debunking the right frame of mind myth. We looked at eliminating distraction. We looked at rewarding yourself and then changing your mindset. Lastly, I will encourage you to seek support and accountability from a trusted friend or a family member or a coach or mentor, because this can go a really long way. Having someone to hold you accountable can provide motivation and encouragement. Consider joining a support group or online community for individuals struggling with procrastination. This is where I also come in as a productivity coach. As at the time of this recording, which is in June, and I don't know when this is going to air, in July, I am going to be running an accountability group with some of the ladies in my Super Working Mom community. And I'm already looking forward to that because we're going to be holding ourselves accountable. We're going to be having warm seats where people share what projects they're working on, and they'll get the insights of the other ladies on that mastermind. As part of my role as a productivity coach, I work with individuals, I work with groups and organizations to help them stay productive and accountable. You can check out my website, detolaamure.com or theproductivitycompany.org. I hope I got that right for more information, but I'll put all the links in the show notes. Transitioning from being a procrastinator to becoming an action taker can be challenging, but it's crucial to approach the process with kindness. So please treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding you would extend to a friend. Recognize that setbacks and occasional procrastination are natural aspects of the learning journey. Embrace patience and celebrate every small milestone achieved along the way. So we've come to the end of a 2-part episode on Procrastination Buster, proven strategies to get things done. What did you enjoy the most about both episodes? Leave a comment on whatever platform you're listening to let me know. And of course, leave a review if you found this episode useful. Also, don't forget to share this episode with a friend, maybe someone you know who procrastinates just like you do. Share this episode with them. Thank you so much for doing that. So that's all from me today. I appreciate you for joining me. Remember, procrastination doesn't have to control you. By implementing the strategies I shared and shifting your mindset, you can reclaim your time and achieve your goals. So until next time, God bless and bye-bye. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Get Productive podcast. Till next time, stay blessed.